Today, just captain, and just what did you feel about the group as a whole, and what are your reactions to getting an A?
Yeah, obviously, I think we have a good leadership group. I think I think we rely on each other a lot, and even the guys who aren't wearing A's, there's a lot of good leaders in here, and I'm definitely going to be a group mentality, and obviously it's an honor to wear one, and just look to be the best leader I can.
With Tyler being having an A for every game, there's no captain. I don't think that changes too much from your guys' perspective. What does it say about him as a leader and why he gets that every time? Yeah,
obviously he's a great leader, great player. It's been awesome playing with him for the last year, and he's done a lot of good things for the organization and especially the young players in such a short amount of time here.
For, I guess, people or fans who don't understand the different roles, the different letters, does somebody have to kind of step up game to game to be kind of more of the captain in terms of just like talking to the refs or that sort of thing, or not really?
Not really. I think wearing a letter doesn't really change much. I think you're gonna be the player you are, be the leader you are, in however way you choose to do that, and I think maybe an A on your chest allows you to get a little more of a conversation out of the refs, but no, for the most part we're gonna be doing the same thing every game, no matter who's wearing those A's.
And obviously, Macklin, 19-year-old, getting the A, that's a big honor for a 19-year-old. What about Macklin makes him deserving of a letter? Yeah,
obviously he's an outstanding player, mature, I think well beyond his years. You could tell as the year went on last year, he started to have more of a voice, and it was it's pretty hard to see that he's only been in the league for 1 year, based on how he chips in, his voice, his play, and it's very rewarding of wearing an A.
Octobers have been pretty tough for the Sharks the last couple of years. What's been the message about getting off to better starts here this month?
Yeah, I think we've had a great camp. I think we've worked really hard. We've put ourselves in a position where we feel prepared for game one, and I think our mentality all throughout camp is just one day at a time. We can't worry about anything except what's in front of us. So that's Vegas, and be ready for puck drop tomorrow night.
Alex, what is your reaction to the leadership group being announced today?
No, I mean, obviously, I feel everyone here is a leader. I mean, there's so many guys who have letter or not. Obviously, they picked a few guys, and to have the honor to be one of them, it's great. But responsibility to take, and something I really look forward to have. So yeah, it's great guys, and everyone that get one deserves one for sure.
Were you surprised that there was no captain picked?
I mean, I've been in teams that have captains, I've been in teams that doesn't have one. I mean, I feel like obviously the guy gets a little bit more responsibility, but right now it feels like, just what I was saying, there's so many guys here. No one has to take all the burden. I feel like everyone is there for one another. So we're going to have 5 A's instead. I think that's plenty too.
When you look at just the home and road, I don't know how much it means anything, but just to represent the Sharks as a leader on the road for yourself, what does that mean to you?
No, it means a lot. Obviously, I've been in the league for a while right now, but I want to be a leader in this team as well. I mean, obviously, there's different ways to lead. You can be a guy that's vocal, you be a guy showing on the ice, but this just means for me right now, they see what I'm doing and they appreciate what I do. So, gotta step up to it and take ownership, and I mean, show the team that I deserve it as well.
You saw Macklin as a first-year center. I mean, playing center in the NHL is not easy. He had a good rookie year. Now he's an alternate captain. What's it say about him and how much he's grown?
I mean, he's an incredible player. He's an incredible guy too. I mean, I just can't stop praising him, to be honest. But just the majority in general, just how he handles stuff on and off the ice. So I feel like everyone just look at him and he's a leader for sure. And I mean, he's going to be the face of this franchise. He's going to be one of the best players in the league. So we are looking forward to see what he got.
October's been tough for the Sharks last couple of years. How important, and what's the message about getting off to a better start this season?
No, I mean, obviously, we got to come off to a better start. Last year, we kind of just chasing it the whole year, to be honest, with the start we had. But right now, the team we added, the players we added, the team we have right now, we have full trust in it as well. And it all comes down to our effort and the way we play. So right now, it's been a great training camp. I feel like everyone's working hard and everyone's excited to get started. So I'm no doubt in all that we're going to come out hungry for sure.
It's been a better camp.
better camp than maybe last year? Just more experience in the room, just things. Better camp.
It's all different. I mean, obviously for me, it's second year right now. You're a little bit more like you know all the players, and all the players, and all the coaches. But I feel like both camps been good. Obviously, right now, I feel like last year we took a step. Wasn't a big of a step that we maybe wanted in the standings and stuff. So right now we have another opportunity, and I mean it all starts with how hard you're going to work at camp and how ready you want to be. So right now, if you've been looking at practices, the way we're competing, I feel like everyone can see that we're here to actually make a statement. So like I said, right now the first game's tomorrow, and I feel like that's a good first test for us to play against Vegas.
Tiptoeing it into the season here, you got Vegas coming in. Obviously, that's they're perennial playoff team, won the division last year. I mean, does this team need to sort of show that there's been improvement this year right off the hop and be competitive, have competitive game against a very good Vegas team?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a great challenge. It's a good team to play against, but I mean, this is the NHL. Every team you play against is a good team. So for us, it doesn't matter who we play against, what day of the week it is. I feel like we're going to bring our best. It comes down to our effort, the way we want to execute. So obviously we're going to do our scout and be ready for the opponent, but I feel like most of it comes down to how much we want to show on the ice, and that's where I feel like we're going to be thriving as well.
Macklin, what is your reaction to be named alternate captain as a 19-year-old?
It's a huge honor to know that they trust me to kind of be one of the leaders of the team and wear a letter on my jersey. It means a lot.
How did you find out? How did the guys find out what the group was?
I mean, I talked to Warsofsky in my career the last week or so. Yeah, I mean, we've kind of talked it through, and then we had a couple meetings with the leadership group and kind of let everyone know.
So did the team have like one of the meetings before practice or something when you just kind of announced it to the group that maybe Warsofsky and then mentioned it was? What does it mean to you? I mean, you're wearing the home, the Sharks colored teal is pretty iconic. Yeah, it's only at the home, but to represent a leader in that jersey, how cool is that to you? Is that something that you expected maybe this early on in your career?
I mean, I don't think I really, if you asked me 2 years ago, I don't think I'd say I would be in this situation, but I mean, it feels good that they have that faith in me, and they trust me to kind of lead by example.
Your relationship with Tyler is known, and his relationship with the entire team. He gets to wear the letter ever. What's it say about him and just his leadership style and what he provides to the group and why he has it every game?
I think he just, I mean, the teams he's been on, the way everyone loves him in this locker room, the way he's taking care of us young guys, and I think he's just a guy that everyone looks to. He was part of our group last year, and I mean, just the person and the role model off the ice that he is, and also on the ice, the way he plays, I think, and his message, the things he says in the locker room between periods and before games, I think he's just always straight up honest, and I think he's the guy that we all look to.
Are you surprised that there was no captain named?
I don't think I was surprised. I think it was just, I mean, yeah, I don't think I was surprised.
How much do your responsibilities change now having a letter on your sweater?
I don't really think it'll change anything I do. That's kind of not why they gave it to me, to kind of change who I am or what I do. I think it just kind of approach every day the same and play and be the person I am.
October's been tough for the Sharks the last couple of years. What's the message been like to get off to a better start this season?
I mean, it's been right from training camp. I think we want to get off to a good start here, and I think the message in our room has just been looking forward, not looking back at the last couple of years, because I mean, we have a completely new team, completely new set of guys. So I don't think we're looking to past years. I think we're just looking to tomorrow, and then just worry about that game, and then we'll see where we go from there.
How have you felt yourself grow as maybe a vocal leader? We know your effort and work ethic on the ice, but maybe in the room, how have you felt yourself grow as a vocal leader?
I think it's just being more comfortable. I think just talking to the more time you spend around some place, the more comfortable you feel. You build a relationship with all the guys, and I think that comes with anyone who spends enough time in one place. I think think it's a comfort level, and you just feel more comfortable talking to guys and with whatever that may be.
Last time you wore a letter.
Pee Wee. I was the captain of my Pee Wee team. Yeah. Last time.
How do you express your leadership? Like, what makes a good leader, in your opinion?
I think it's someone who's always just sets the example, leads the right way. I think doing, like, your actions have more say than your words. Like, I think what you do speaks volumes, and the best leaders I've been around have done that. They don't say one thing and then do the other. I think whatever they do then comes to words and kind of gets the group going. But I think it's just, but also having the right timing and when to say something, when to get mad at guys, or that's some of the guys that I've been with. Like, they, if you know, like, the right time to get on a guy, or the right time to kind of pick up a guy, I think those leaders that kind of are the best. They know the right time to do both those things.
Is that something that you're going to kind of watch more now than watch the other leaders, the veteran leaders here, and how they do that? You know, when they pick up a guy or when they kind of kick him in the rear a little bit. Just the timing of things.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Is there someone, a captain maybe, that you've watched, you know, when you're a big fan of Crosby, but is there somebody that you've maybe experienced with, had conversations with, that just about how they've taken on that leadership role? Whether at any point in your life, it doesn't matter where.
I don't think so. I mean, I've watched a lot of Sid, obviously, growing up, and I mean, Jonathan Toews, he was one of my favorite players growing up as well, and like, they were both so successful in that era, and they led their teams to victories in different ways, and I think I think both those guys were guys that I kind of looked up to.
You said that you talked with Mike Greer and Ryan Warsofsky about this. Just what was sort of their message to you about this, about taking on this responsibility?
I think it's just the same. Don't change anything. Like, I think I'm not going to change who I am or what I do. I think it's just, just continue being myself.
Collin, this will be your first opening night in NHL. What do you anticipate tomorrow night being like for you?
Yeah, it's going to be super exciting. You know, I played games, but, you know, never a home opener with the new season, so it'll be exciting, and I know the building will be buzzing, and it'll be a lot of energy there, fun to play.
And what did it mean to you kind of do what you need to do in training camp and earn that spot and break camp with the Sharks?
What does it mean to me? Yeah. I think it's just a boost of confidence. I think that I was consistent throughout camp. I think that was one thing that the coaching staff wanted to see, is just, you know, every day show up and give your best. And I think that I really focused on trying to do that, and it worked.
He said, Coach Warsofsky said late in training camp that you're going to be one of the first guys over the bench to be the PK, and we've talked about this a lot, but to now earn that, to be one of the first guys there when you hadn't done it a year ago, what type of confidence does that give you in your abilities? Yeah,
it's definitely something that I didn't practice too much, but I credit the coaching staff in both the Barracuda and the Sharks last year on working with me, and I was trying to add new skills to my game. So last year was penalty killing, and obviously still working on that, still trying to get better at it. But it's nice to see that I've made some strides in that category.
Going to right now, it's you, Delly, and Skinner. What do you kind of like about that chemistry as you kind of build as you get into the season?
I think me and Delly played together at Vegas. We killed a lot again at Vegas. And I know it's just a preseason game, but just to sort of get those reps together on 5-on-5 and shorthanded, it's important going into the season, especially against a really good team in Vegas.
When you look at this group, the roster, and how it's constructed, do you feel like there's going to be a little bit more in-game flexibility when one guy's going, they can move up a little bit more than in years past, or vice versa? If Warzone needs to tweak lines, there'll be a little bit more depth to this group?
I think there's definitely there's definitely a lot of depth. I would say maybe that allows you to not have to tweak lines, or sort of the opposite, and just if one line's going, play them a little bit more because there's 4 good lines here. So sort of see what happens.
In the last couple of Octobers for the San Jose Sharks haven't been great. What's been the message about getting off to a better start this season?
I would say the biggest thing is that you got to be competitive. We got to compete. Because if we don't compete, we're not going to win. And it's the NHL. It's the best league in the world. So we got to compete. We got to every single shift, every single second. We got to be working our ass off, and I think that'll give us a chance.
Tyler, what's your reaction to the leadership group announcement today?
Yeah, obviously, I think it's all an honor for all of us, and I don't think it was necessarily a big deal for any decision that they're going to make, and I think we're all just excited to get the season started here tomorrow.
Were you surprised there was no captain named?
No, not surprised at all. Don't think there's necessarily one needed to be named, and I mean, I'm sure you've talked to everybody else. They probably all said the same thing.
What goes into that? I mean, as a player, when there's a C, not a C, what's the thought process of the group? But you don't need to wear a letter to wear captain. We've heard coaches say that. What's the thought process there about who needs to step up in this room more than just the leaders?
I think we all have to step up. I think you look at our season last year, there's a reason why there's so much competition in-house this year, and we're all fighting, for the ice time that we all think we necessarily deserve, and I think that's a good thing. I think that's going to help our team grow and help our team win games.
Have you seen Macklin grow as a leader? Obviously, 19-year-old getting a letter. How have you seen him? Maybe he talked about comfortable. How have you seen him get more comfortable to become a leader?
I think he was quite comfortable last season. No, I think obviously it's a privilege, and I think at the end of the day, when you're a little frustrated, you might have to hide it a little bit. And I think so far, obviously, he hasn't been. He's only played the one game, but I thought he did a good job in Utah and trying to keep everybody even keel, and did a good job of help with the pushback and help tying the game there in the second.
He talked about just having a feel of when to be on a guy, when to give a guy some support. How have you felt that you've been able to work on that skill as a leader, as a veteran, these last 5-7 years of your career here?
I think it just comes over time. I think it comes with friendship. I think everybody in this locker room especially, we all know that we care about each other and we want nothing but the best out of each other. And I think there's expectations for myself and for everyone else, and we want to keep everybody accountable. And I think if we do that, we're going to be a lot better hockey team than last year.
Are the best rooms the ones that the players run the room and hold each other accountable in that way, I guess?
I think in a sense. I've seen it a few different ways. I think at the end of the day, it just comes obviously, like you said, within, and no one's going to do it but ourselves. So whenever we're struggling or whenever we're down, we gotta work harder and stick to our game plans, whatever that is, every single day.
The first period in Utah, Ryan went in the room and had a message, but after he left, was there a message within the players too that, that's kind of period's not going to be acceptable anymore, and enough's enough type of thing? Was there a message to the players after that period?
For sure, yeah. There's always chatter, good or bad. So there definitely was some conversation, and I think that's private in the locker room.
That shows some growth though for this group to be able to come back and make a game of it in the second period there.
For sure, yeah. Obviously, it was good to see a little fight back. At the same time, it's a preseason game, and we fly to Utah. It's almost expected to have a slow start in a game, but hopefully that doesn't happen tomorrow or in the future.
Is it important tomorrow night? Obviously, Vegas coming in here for this team to show that it has made some strides, even though it's the first game of the year, to show the fans and to show everybody that the Sharks aren't the same old team that they were, I guess.
For sure, I think that's like I said, that's on us. That's on the way that we decide to come and play. If we're gonna play the way that we've talked about all training camp and work hard and do the little things correctly, then that's what's going to happen. If it's anything else, then it might not be the best results. So we have a lot of belief in our group, and we're really excited for tomorrow.
October's been tough for the Sharks the last couple of years. What's the message been like to get off to a better start this season?
I haven't heard one time about
last year or the year before that. It's a new season. It's almost a brand new group of guys in here as well. So we got to be prepared for tomorrow and not look forward to game 2 or game 3. We got to be ready for tomorrow.
Omari, the leadership group was announced. Obviously, you've been part of it for a while now. What is just your reaction to seeing some of the guys and the changes to this group over the years and how it is now?
Yeah, we brought some good veterans to the group. They're going to make impact. Obviously, Goody had the A last year when he had it halfway through the year when Granny got traded. So he's been in that role. And I think it's real nice to have Mac fit into the group. He's obviously a big part of this team already. He's going to be the future of this organization, and it's good to get him in that role pretty quickly. But like Warsaw told us, we got a bunch of leaders in this group. Guys are leaders in previous teams that they played for at different levels. So we need everybody to step up, and it's going to be really important for us to build on this year.
Have you seen Mac grow from last year to this year, maybe as a leader? He talked about comfortability. Have you seen that, and how has he become more of a vocal leader inside the room?
I think he's been pretty comfortable from the moment he got here. I feel like he's been pretty vocal throughout his entire time here. He's a confident kid, and I think a lot of guys on this team have made him feel pretty comfortable being in this locker room from the get-go. So I've always seen it in him. Now it'll be nice to have the letter actually on his jersey and see how he takes on that bigger role.
Is there any difference in the room when there is a captain or there's no captain? I mean, you were here the last time the Sharks had like an everyday captain, obviously with Logan a couple of years ago. And so is there much difference or not really the last couple of years?
Well, obviously it was nice to have Logan around. Sure. He was an awesome captain. He was a very important part of this team and a big leader, but he's not here anymore, so we have to find a way to try and fill that role that he brought. We might not necessarily be able to do that on the ice in terms of his play, but everybody can bring in their different assets to the game and their different assets of leadership to help fill that role. So obviously, we're missing him as a captain, but at the same time, we have to move on, right? And we have to find a way to adjust and to build our leadership within this locker room, without him now.
I guess going with that though, the day-to-day operation of the team without a C though, is there not much of a difference? Not speaking specifically of Logan, but just not having a C. Is it feel any different or not really?
Well, we can't really think about that. Obviously. Like I said, having a captain on the team is nice, but we're in a situation where we don't right now, and so we have to all come together and all be leaders to fill that role, like I said. So, obviously, I don't want to say it wouldn't be beneficial because then one day, this team will have a C, and then what, right? So obviously, it's nice to have a C, but right now we don't, and that's not going to change how we lead this team. We're still going to all come together and fill that role. So,
I think you had the A all season last year, and this year I think it's just the home games. Is that right, or
I think I have it for away games.
For away games, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did Ryan explain why maybe he made that change in terms of just not having you wear the A all year long, or?
No explanation. From my point of view, I don't think one was necessary. I'm represented as a leader. I don't think how it comes about home away isn't important to me. Regardless, we got to lead whether I'm at home or on the road. I can't just take a night off of leading. So to me, that wasn't a cause for questioning for him. So no.
You guys got again a couple teenagers on this team. How does that change? How do you lead in that respect when you got so many young guys in here and? It's not you got some veterans too, but some young guys. Does that change anything in terms of the way you try to help these guys along, and and maybe times hold them accountable, or does it change anything when you got so many young guys in the room like this?
Yeah, there's a time and place to hold guys accountable, to be harder on guys. There's a time and place for sure. For me, I usually like to lead by example in terms of my work ethic. I'm a guy that's going to make a lot of mistakes out there. I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect player. I'm not a first rounder. So my biggest thing is just to lead by the way I work. I try to do that in practice. I try to do that in games, day in and day out. So hopefully it rubs off on them. And then, I just try to be positive coming to the rink as much as I can. Obviously, there's moments in games and stuff like that where it's you kind of lose your cool sometimes. It's normal, but just the overall positivity for me is I'm hoping that I can rub off on guys, because I think that's pretty contagious in a locker room, and it goes a long way for the success of the team.
I know you guys are looking at past seasons, and you don't want to look at that, but Octobers have been tough. What's the message about getting off to a better start this year?
I think right away we got to play to our identity. It's important not to look at our opponents, but to look at ourselves and how we approach every game. It starts with obviously tomorrow. We know who's coming in this building. We got some home ice here for the next, I think, 3 games in a row here. Maybe 4. I think we're in Utah. I don't know if that's game 4 or 5, whatever. It's going to be important for us to just play to our identity early. And the results will come. We just got to trust the process.
I know you also received a letter at a very young age. I think it was your 3rd year. And anyway, that experience as a young alternate captain, anything that you can impart to Macklin about your experience?
I think for me, we were surrounded by a pretty young group. And so I think that when I was given the A, it was to kind of be like a leader of the young guys sort of thing, to represent the younger squad. And I think that's kind of the position that Mac's in right now too. So I think really just being himself. He's a professional. He comes to the rink. He prepares well. He obviously performs on the ice. He's a fun guy to be around. You see the videos. You see you see him around the rink and stuff like that. So I think him just being himself, and the young guys will follow. And he's a good role model. He doesn't have to try very hard to be a leader. So I don't think I really have any advice other than that. That's sort of the mindset that I kind of brought. So yeah, hopefully, I think he'll do the same. I don't think he'll have a problem with it at all.
I know. Looks so much better if you were to face this direction. Now we could shoot that. We could cover the black TV.
Obviously, the announcement of the captaincy, can you just take us through the decision to have no captain and the 5 alternates?
Yeah, had a lot of conversations, Mike and myself, and going through the process and where we are at, and that's what we came to.
What was the decision to maybe, not have a C? How much did you guys talk about having a C, and why Toffoli maybe got it every game instead of maybe giving him the C?
Yeah, I think, again, something we had a lot of discussions about, really going back into the summer, and bringing a lot of new players. We think we have a really good leadership group. I don't think we needed to put it on one, the weight on one person. I think all these guys are very capable and good pros, bring a different element. Obviously, with Mac adding to that group as a younger guy, he'll continue to learn, and has a natural leadership ability, but he's going to continue to learn, and he'll learn from Ryan Reeves, who's not wearing a letter. So just because you have a letter in New Jersey doesn't mean we don't have leaders that don't have letters. So we're very confident in this group.
How did you guys get to the breakdown of why some guys have it on the road, like Mario and Wennberg have it on the road, and Goody and Mac are at home? Why that? Like, what's the reason behind those specific reasons?
I wouldn't really look into it too much. We thought, Goody's been here for a long time. Macklin's kind of up and coming. Mario. He's going to give everything he's got every single. It doesn't matter where we play. And Wenny's really come along as a leader for our group. Coming in, didn't really know what we were getting as much as last year, and he kind of leads by example. So, Toff has been really good for our group, our younger guys, as you guys have seen. He's been around, obviously won a Stanley Cup, and he knows what it takes. So, I'm going to lean on him quite a bit, and he'll wear it every game.
Last year you had Mario wear the A all throughout the year. This year it's Tyler. Can you say why you made the change there?
No, I wouldn't say it was a a reason for it. I think is, you know, the balance of how we wanted it to look. And we thought Toph was kind of ready for that, to wear it every game. He deserved it through his play last year. And not like Mario deserved to be taken away from it. It's kind of how the decision we made for the balance of the group.
In what ways do you want to see Macklin grow as a leader this year? I mean, do you see him being a little bit more vocal at times? I mean, he said he's going to be more of a leadership by example guy. But...
Yeah, I think so. I want Mac to be Mac. You know, I don't think he needs to go be Joe Sakic or Sidney Crosby. He needs to be Macklin Celebrini and lead in his own way. I'm not going to micromanage how he leads. He'll wear his emotions on his sleeve. He'll have to control his emotions, and he'll learn through his mistakes with that. But I'll never want to take that away from him. That's what makes him great and who he is. So I think that's a special quality to have. He drags guys into the fight, and the way he plays and the way he prepares on and off the ice. So be himself.
Just for, I think, maybe fan base that don't understand, when you have a guy like Tyler, he's going to wear the A for all games. What does that mean, like, on a kind of nuts and bolts day-to-day or game-to-game basis?
I'd say if there was something that, you know, and myself or Mike needed a quick answer to, he'd be the guy I would go to. I think that's probably the easiest way to say it.
Okay. Why is Macklin ready for a letter at 19?
Yeah, you know, we looked into it. Players around the league that have done it. And, you know, he just has this natural leadership ability in him. You see it. You guys see it on the ice, off the ice. It comes very natural to him. So what better way to learn through it with some really good veterans surrounded by him doing this. And, again, he'll learn. He'll make mistakes. He'll improve as a leader and as a player. And we'll be there to help him and support him. But he kind of showed us a lot last year of he was getting closer to kind of really being a leader. And honestly, you see it in football quite a bit. You know, I don't know. It's a big surprise here in the NHL where, you know, a lot of times in football, it's the second year the guy becomes a captain. Again, this wasn't the decision we made. You know, we just made it in the blink of an eye. It was a lot of conversations.
Well, speaking with Mario mentioned that Mario was named alternate captain his third year, so very young too. And he said that when he was named alternate captain, part of the thinking from that coaching staff was that he would almost be in some ways, the leader of the young players, like be that conduit kind of, right? And so is that part of the thinking with Mac too, that, you know, that he would kind of be that connection with younger players?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we definitely have some young players that are going to come up here, and we got to set the standard. And we think Mac does a really good job of doing that. And the culture that we want to drive here. And, you know, it's my job to hold them to that standard and them to keep raising that standard. And that's where you start getting, you make big moves and leaps and bounds in your culture. So, yeah, you could say that. That's a fair assessment.
Is he gonna be the guy that drives that culture a little bit, even though he's so young?
I mean, I think we're already seeing that he's doing that. He's usually the last guy off the ice and the first guy on it. He's here late, working on his body. You know, he takes care of himself. He cares. He's competitive. I think that's, you know, self-driven by himself.
I heard a couple of guys talk about identity on this year's team. What is that identity? What is that identity for this year's team?
I would say we're relentless. You know, I think we're relentless with the puck. We want to be in the attack, and when we don't have it, we want to be relentless to get it back. You know, I think we want to be a team. Where we're at right now is we need to learn how not to beat ourselves. And sometimes you have to learn how not to lose before you know how to win. And that's where we're at right now. We'll have to continue to work on it. We saw that a little bit last year, being more competitive. Obviously this year it's about finish. We've got to finish games off and not beat ourselves. If we can give ourselves a chance, you know, not every night you're going to feel your best, right? It's 82 games. It's a long season. Can we find ways to win in different ways? But the only way to do that is to not beat yourself.
I know you don't want to look back at seasons ago, but Octobers have been tough for the group as you moved into the season. What's the message been like to get off to a better start this year?
Yeah, a start's critical. We know that. It's, you know, everyone in the meetings know it. Our players aren't stupid. They understand. But we can't really focus on what's happened in the past. We can't really focus on, next week against Carolina Hurricanes. We'll focus on our practice today, and we'll get to tomorrow, and we're going to try execute our game plan and win a hockey game.
In terms of tomorrow in the lineup, do you expect Michael Misa and Sam Dickinson to make their initial debut, or are you still going through those first?
Still going through those discussions.
In terms of the lines, just what have you, it looks like you went back to, you did 2 separate ones yesterday. The second one was the same one as today. What do you want to see from that group? And what about that makeup just kind of gives you maybe more depth than maybe the first one you ran yesterday?
Yeah, I think we're just trying to balance out our lines here a little bit, see what certain guys can do with certain players. See Mac and we'll start together, and we like Wendy and Eki, and we'll see the rest. But Deli's done a good job. I think our fourth line's been very consistent. Again, you got to build chemistry. Don't really want to get into this. We're changing lines and jumbling lines game to game, period to period. So, myself, really, I got to have some patience. It comes with the power play, our penalty kills. We have a lot of new players that we have to get on the same page, and it takes a little bit of time. So I don't think we're going to see a perfect, Picasso of a game tomorrow, but I think we're prepared in the right ways.
Is that kind of working with things in pairs where you like Will and Mac together, and then you'll kind of fill in the other sides?
Yeah, kind of how we've approached it. Yeah.
At the end of practice, Revo was giving fighting lessons to Vinny, and I think Gaudette jumped in. Was this something you asked him to do? It's something he's just done? What did you see from
not ask him to do that.
What are your thoughts on that, man?
It's pretty popular. It's pretty popular. I've seen it before, and it's more they're kind of shadow boxing. I think Revo might take it to a little bit of another edge, but you have to ask Vinny about that. But it's pretty popular. Revo's obviously a tough guy. He's done it a lot. And these guys want to learn. A lot of it is about really protecting yourself in those situations, and I think that's where you'll see younger guys jump in. That's in my experiences.
What did you think of Adam jumping over there? Vinny's a guy that we've seen have that little bit of an edge, but Adam Gaudette's a guy who's going to play the 4C role, but he's got some skill to it. What do you think of him jumping in and trying to learn those?
Yeah, I think, again, he's just trying to learn. You never know if you big hit. Nowadays, gloves are off, so even if it's clean, so you got to be able to protect yourself.
Is Revo allowed to teach Macklin fighting, or is he not allowed to?
I don't really want him teaching.
Fair to say that, having those guys, you guys aren't can't afford to tiptoe your way into the game tomorrow night.
Yeah, we want to start on time. That'll be a big key for us, and we got to get skating. I know it'll be a good crowd. There'll be energy in the building. We want to take it shift by shift. We don't, looking back at the experiences last year, I thought we got a little excited at times. We got to have some patience in our game. It kind of goes back to, not beating ourselves will be a big key to being disciplined.
You have 4 defensive pairings. So how do you decide which 3 you use tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll discuss it this afternoon. Talk to Mike again. You look at matchup wise, what Vegas will bring. We'll have a good idea. We know how they play. We obviously saw them a lot last year, and then through the exhibition games. So certain attributes, certain guys, and how we match up will be the key.
In terms of Misa and Dickinson and integrating them into games, will that play a part? Kind of like maybe matchups that are, better for them to some degree. Vegas obviously being a big, heavy team, that could be like, maybe backcourt.
You could say that's fair to say. I think that's, pace and heaviness and what certain teams bring. So we'll see how it plays out.
Kind of nice to have Vegas play tonight and get a chance to look at them and see maybe if there's any changes, see if anything they hit.
Yeah, you'll watch the game tonight, but, what I've learned in this league is every game is hard. It's hard to win this league, and it doesn't matter the travel, the back-to-backs, doesn't matter. We're going to see a really good team tomorrow night.
You finalize your goalie tomorrow?
I have.
Well, you tell us your goalie.
Is he American or Russian?
He's in the United States right now.
Is he?
Yes.
He's legally in the
He lives in San Jose.
Oh, this is good. Okay.